office. Sheriff's office. Yeah, what's going on? What happened? Ya, mi amigo, estamos aquí compartiendo todos aquí, va, y pues de repente se volvió loco ahí tomando, pues, y me agarró un cuchillo y me agarró así de repente. Yeah. All right, the ambulance on the way, okay? Yes, the man.
The man explains that his assailant is in the back of the trailer.
Open the door! There's my friend. Yeah. Open the door for me. Please. Why ain't he open the door? No.
But the language barrier makes communicating with the man especially challenging.
This guy back here? Yeah. Okay. Wake up!
In the back of the trailer, McNeil comes upon the alleged assailant and slaps a pair of handcuffs on him.
Turn your head around here so you can breathe.
The effects of alcohol have rendered the man unconscious.
Wake up!
Deputy Chris Roten arrives on scene to help Deputy McNeil.
You found no? Not yet. And this guy don't speak any English, so.
While Roten aids the alleged assailant,
You know where the knife? You know where it's at?
McNeil questions the victim.
¿Dónde the knife? ¿Dónde la knife?
¿Dónde agarró el cuchillo? De aquí a la cocina.
Okay, he put it in the kitchen.
He is assisted by a member of the Southern Justice production crew who speaks broken Spanish.
It's kind of difficult with the language barrier there between us and the Hispanics. You set up? Here, set up.
Mijo, ¿dónde está el cuchillo? ¿Dónde?
No hay nada.
No sé. You said there was no knife.
No cuchillo? There's some grenade. Up there.
Es salsa del taquis. No tengo problema con nadie.
Deputy Roten doesn't give up looking for the knife, but he comes up empty-handed.
Stand up. See him? Turn around.
¿Tú quieres tu amigo con la policía? ¿Sí o no? ¿Tú quieres? ¿Sí o no?
Nada más que se aleje de mi casa.
He wants him just to be kicked out of his house.
Okay. Yo no lo quiero cerca de mi casa. Step in.
I don't want him close to my house anymore.
Yo no lo quiero cerca de mi casa. Que se vea lejos. The guy in the ambulance that had been cut, he doesn't want his friend here arrested. He just doesn't want to be friends with him anymore. So he's gonna have to find somewhere else to stay. You got to go. You can't stay here. Okay? All right. You gonna leave? Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
No friend no more.
No. No more friend. No more friend.
2 hours away in Sullivan County, Tennessee, another dramatic incident as Deputy Richard Lingerfeld receives an unusual call from dispatch.
I have a vehicle fire. I have to go around jump on them.
We're going to a report of a vehicle on fire. Hopefully everybody's okay.
344, 1027.
Curiously, the burning car is in a wooded area, several hundred feet off the road. By the time Deputy Lingerfeld arrives, the fire department is battling the inferno.
Chrysler, New York.
Based upon where the burning car was found, Lingerfeld suspects there may be more here than meets the eye.
Real possibility might be stolen. We have to wait for them to put it out and stuff to see exactly what we got, what we can find.
So no VIN number?
Yeah,
Investigators search for the vehicle identification number, or VIN, to identify the car's owner.
There's not a VIN number on the door either. It's been taken off.
There's nobody around the vehicle. No registration to it. Can't find a tag. It burnt too bad to really probably get the VIN number off of it. Right now, we just not got a whole lot to go on. it's definitely arson. We're just going to investigate and see if the vehicle's stolen or exactly why it's set on fire.
But the mystery doesn't end with the car itself. As investigators search the vicinity of the Inferno, they make an unexpected discovery.
We was walking around the woods looking for evidence on the car fire and actually come up on a couple of meth cooking bottles. So now we've got a dump site along with the car fire, so we broke the scene off and we're waiting on the proper authorities, property individuals to get here to actually get the meth bottles out to clear the scene for everybody's safety.
In another part of Sullivan County, Deputy Travis Jackson prepares to serve a summons on Matthew Hilton, one of the area's most notorious fugitives. Jackson is accompanied by Deputies Brandon Poff and Josh Newberry.
So we're going to an address on Georgia Private Drive, trying to locate a gentleman that's got warrants. He's actually on our most wanted list.
Hilton has several outstanding warrants for a series of burglaries.
At the moment, so we have a possible address where he's going to be, where he has been staying, so we'll see if we can't go pick him up tonight.
The officers drive to a trailer park that's owned by Hilton's grandmother.
He said it's on the back side.
They approach the first trailer. It is clear that someone is home.
Looks like we got a TV on back here in this back bedroom. The light just came on in the back bedroom.
I believe I got one in the second bedroom. There's another one in the back bedroom.
Finally, a tenant answers the door.
Beth doesn't live here, honey. I don't know. I moved in like about a month ago.
So have y'all seen?
I haven't seen it.
Leave off and come in, just look.
You can come in, sure. Let me get my dog food.
Here's my, here's the one for the poncho one.
The officers search the trailer. But there are no signs of Matthew Hilton.
So has that Matthew been over here before?
No, he used to live here as far as I knew. Like, he moved off here to that storage, that little building there, and then I moved in. I haven't seen him since, and that was a month ago.
So who's the people on this? They're the top of the hill, don't they?
Yeah.
Alrighty, well thank y'all for coming to the door and letting us look.
Sorry to bother y'all.
Yeah, sorry guys.
Okay, so we want to go up to the top of the hill?
As the officers head up the road to the house occupied by Hilton's grandmother, a car races by and beats them to the punch.
Well, never mind, he might be coming to us.
Let's do it. Let's hit it. Perfect.
The officers take chase with no idea what awaits them. Deputies in Sullivan County, Tennessee are on the trail of Matthew Hilton, one of the area's most wanted criminals with several outstanding warrants for burglary.
Well, never mind, he might be coming to us.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
The officers suspect the car that just drove past them may be carrying the notorious fugitive. The deputies give chase.
We checked the one place there, and he wasn't there, but we saw a vehicle leaving, heading up towards his parents' house. So we're going to go up there and check his parents' house.
Midway up the hill, the officers run headlong into the vehicle as it circles back down. The car is being driven by one of Hilton's relatives.
Where's Matt? The one that lives there now? You got ID on you? What's your name again?
This is the brother.
Check his status.
Dispatch runs a check on the relative. It comes back clean.
10-4.
Deputy Jackson's years of experience tell him a record may be clean, but he should keep digging further.
You care to step out and talk to me for a second? You said you was coming up here to see what?
My grandma. She lives out there.
We're not looking for you to get him up on something that you had nothing to do with. You're not part of. Or anything. Where was you coming from down there?
My house right down here. I live in a trailer over on the left.
Okay, but he's not there.
No,
He's not staying up here with your grandma.
not that I know. No.
Oh, he ain't his brother. Let's go up there.
As deputies Newberry and Poff head up the hill to the house owned by Hilton's grandmother, a Another drama is unfolding across town. Deputy Roger Antone is monitoring a trailer park for drug traffic when he sees a car shoot through a stop sign.
Tried to conduct a traffic stop on this vehicle, failed to stop. A complete stop off Barnett Drive.
It may seem like a minor offense, but it could lead to a bigger issue.
Go ahead and put your hands on the steering wheel for me, sir. How you doing, sir? All right, I'm Deputy Antone from the Sullivan County Sheriff's Department. Well, you failed to make a complete stop at that stop sign. You have your license proof insurance on you, sir.
During the stop, Deputy Brad Lawson arrives to provide backup.
Let me see that. Was you coming from Barnett Drive? Where was you coming from? Oh, okay. Okay. Don't have any drug charges or anything like that on you, do you?
Not recently.
Okay. You don't mind if I search the vehicle, do you? Okay.
Deputy Antone spots a suspicious-looking backpack in the back seat.
What's this pill right here, brother? Be honest with me, man. What is it? It's a Suboxone. Okay.
Suboxone is a prescription medication that virtually eliminates cravings for opiates.
You don't have any more in here, do you?
I didn't know that one was in there.
Okay. Do you take Suboxone every now and then, brother? We'll talk here. We'll talk, man. We'll talk about it. Come back here with me, brother. Do you use it for pain, man, or trying to get off something?
I'm trying to get off this.
Okay. You're not prescribed any? Okay. What do you normally take? What do you normally take when you need something? Be honest with me. I mean, we're just two dudes talking, brother. I mean, Lortab.
Lortab is a highly addictive narcotic used to relieve pain.
Are you getting it from over there in Barnett?
No. I work construction, dude. Just go to work every day, you can get it.
Okay. All right, man. Go ahead and have a seat in your vehicle, and I'll be with you here in a second, okay, brother?
Deputy Antone knows that one of Sullivan County's most common offenses is the abuse of prescription medications. But this time, he feels the offender deserves a second chance.
He's a good old guy, man. I'm not going to try to ruin his life over a pill. Yeah. I'll do him a solid. I'll just end up giving him a written warning for the stop sign. You've been honest with me, man. You've been a straight-up dude. I'm not going to try to cite you for something like this. What I'm going to do, brothers, I'm going to destroy this, okay? I understand you got a problem, but try to do it the right way, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm not here to preach to you, brother, because I've got problems, too. If we can help you here at the Sheriff's Department, we'll try to do our best at any time, okay? Just wrote you a written warning, okay? Just for failure to stop at the stop sign, okay, brother? Take care and have a safe night, all right, sir? All right. No problem, brother. Take care.
While Deputy Antone shows compassion in Sullivan County, there's passion brewing in Ashe County. Deputy James McNeil's night of strange calls continues when he responds to a domestic dispute that is just beginning to heat up.
Going to back up a police officer. He has a lady that's called in. He's got a drunk family member that she wants removed from the house, and he don't want to leave. Hello. What's going on? What happened?
I kept hearing somebody knock on the door, and there's the little joke. It's my husband's nephew. He asked me, he said, where am I going to sleep?
Does he not have anywhere to permanently stay?
His daddy, Joe, Big Joe,
Yeah.
will not keep him.
Because of his drinking all the time and stuff?
Well, I said, little Joe, you can lay on the couch, or you can sleep in the recliner. He said, well, why don't you crawl back in this bed? I need some loving.
Deputy James McNeil has been called to the home of 77-year-old Margaret McCoy.
Hello.
To remove an amorous suitor.
I kept hearing somebody knock on the door, and there's the little Joe. It's my husband's nephew. Well, I said, little Joe, you can lay on the couch, or you can sleep in the recliner. He said, well, why don't you crawl back in this bed? I need some loving. And I said, little Joe, I don't go to bed with my husband's nephew.
Yeah. You want him out of here. Where's Joe at?
in my bed.
In your bed?
There's
Hey, Joe, Margaret wants you out of here.
you want to run your mouth trying to get me to sleep with you.
Margaret wants you out of here. You gotta go. You got pants on? Where's your clothes at?
Right here.
Get up here and put your clothes on. Maybe he'll straighten up one of these days, Margaret.
Well, if he don't, he'll learn.
If he bothers you anymore, just call us and we'll come back. All right, Margaret. Well, I hope you have a better night.
I do too, sir.
Trouble of the carnal kind averted in Ashe County. Meanwhile, back in Sullivan County, deputies continue searching for fugitive Matthew Hilton. Hilton's string of outstanding warrants for burglaries have landed him on the county's most wanted list. The officers suspect his relative may have just dropped him off at his grandmother's house.
Said you was coming up here to see what now?
My grandma. She lives right there.
As deputies Newberry and Poff head to the home, Deputy Travis Jackson notices a mysterious figure on the upstairs porch and radios ahead.
Y'all got one just come on the porch.
So I know somebody's here.
The deputies surround the premises to make sure the person on the balcony doesn't escape.
You're Matthew, correct?
The deputies have found their man. They move in.
I just went to court, man, and they said I didn't have no warrant for nothing. I asked for it.
So you was with it in that Tahoe and you pulled up out everything or something with the other porch?
Yeah.
Apparently his brother down there that says that he hasn't seen him is the one that drove him up here and dropped him off. He may face charges as well.
Back at the car, Matthew's relative hears the commotion up at the house.
I just heard him. That's his voice.
Tell you what, if you don't care, do you care to have a seat in my car for a minute? And like I said, just relax. I'll be back with you as we go up here and talk to him. Now, one more time. You don't know this guy up here?
Yeah, that's Matthew.
Okay, that's all I need. Thank you, man.
It felt good to get him because he had been accused of a lot of burglaries over in that area. So it was nice to actually go ahead and get him off the street.
Is he going to jail? But no, we're going to let him go.
You gonna let him go?
Yeah. Come on out, man.
Okay.
So what was you bringing him up here for?
I didn't bring him up here.
Oh, you didn't bring him up here?
No.
You just told us that he brought him up there.
No,
Hey, I'll get your story straight. You're not in trouble until you lie to us. If you lie to us, then we'll go a different route.
I did bring him up here, but
Okay.
I hadn't seen him really.
Despite the fact that Matthew's relative has lied repeatedly, Jackson decides to let him go with a warning.
But keep in mind, don't lie to police officers.
Yeah,
because you're getting in trouble for it. Now, get your license fixed.
I am.
Don't lie to police, and we're good to go. Okay?
I was just about to get in the shower too.
We got showers up here.
Yeah, cold showers.
Let's get up there. Come on.
I'll follow you. You know they upgraded you to the most wanted list, right? Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, I hate going through woods.
I bet you love it.
I don't. You know why? A whole bunch of spiders in the woods.
I'm almost gone.
You are.
With the dawn of day back in Ashe County, Deputy Jeremy Monday prepares to assist a probation officer at the home of convicted felon Tony Mullis.
I had caught word from an informant of mine that there's drugs in the house and there's also firearms, and he's not allowed to have any, period, because he's a felon. Anybody that's messed up on drugs and deals in drugs, they're going to be dangerous to an extent. You just don't know when they are. They're like a time bomb.
Not knowing who or what they might encounter, Deputy Monday and the probation officer approach cautiously.
Someone come up here and do a search on me, guys. Jeremy Monday, come in here and help me. Just search the place.
When they arrive, they find Tony Mullis on his front porch.
I guess when they give you your probation, that the judge explained like warrantless searches and all that stuff. When you get on probation, it's part of the. Come on, Mark.
Deputy Monday and the probation officer search the premises for drugs and weapons.
There's stuff in here, I know there is. Just a matter of finding it. It could be anything, anywhere. Well, you got a toothbrush in your shoe. It's nasty.
It's beginning to look like the house is clean. But then,
Look at that.
officers make a find of deadly proportions in the back of a closet.
Jeez.
In Ashe County, North Carolina, Deputy Jeremy Monday and a probation officer are following up on a tip of serious parole violations at the home of convicted felon Tony Mullis. It isn't long before officers find what they're looking for. Tucked away in the back of a closet.
What you got? Shotgun. The probation officer found behind the corner there in Tony's closet. It was a shotgun. Him being a felon, he can't have a shotgun. And also, while he's on probation, him or his wife can't have any kind of firearms or anything in the house. We're going to take it for evidence.
Continuing the search, the probation officer discovers an open safe in the same room.
There's some white residue right there. That was on the safe.
As a result of the rifle and drugs found in Tony's home, he will be taken down to the station for booking.
I'll be 10-8. You know if I master it. 25 to jail. All right, right hand first. We'll do these 4 right here.
What happened. This is the time and the place for everything I do. So it's my time and place.
Tony was charged with possession with intent to manufacture, sell, and deliver a Schedule 4. That was a felony. That's how he became a felon. And inside that safe was a pipe, marijuana bowl. I know right now, just from what I charged him with, the drug paraphernalia and the possession of marijuana, and mainly the possession of firearm by a felon, that altogether his bond's $10,000 with just what I got him with. That was a pretty good day for today. Caught somebody behind bars.
In the end, Tony Mullis pleads guilty to drug and firearm charges and is sentenced to 9 to 20 months in prison.
And I've had that shotgun for 30 years. I killed my first deer with that gun in 1978. My son who's 30 killed his first deer with it. Yeah, I just wasn't thinking. And I got 8 kids. I just hope that they see, Daddy's not there because Daddy was in the wrong.
Back in Sullivan County, questions continue surrounding the car found burning in the woods.
Good possibility it might be stolen.
From the start, officers suspect that car thieves deliberately set the vehicle on fire. Detectives Mark Christian and Josh Stewart are assigned to the case. Christian is the fire investigator, while Stewart is handling the theft.
On the 13th, I had an individual report his car stolen. He had a 93 model Chrysler New Yorker, and that's what this one is believed to be.
The car is being held in a local storage yard.
You can drive back here.
Run by tow truck driver David Mullins.
So you got burn patterns that come through here, and this is all burn patterns through here. The fire probably started on this side, driver's side, and the front. It's burnt pretty bad under the hood, but nothing really tells me that it was started from under the hood.
Based upon the burn patterns, the detectives determined that the vehicle was deliberately set ablaze.
They done a good job of burning it, I'll tell you that. See, the VIN plate's completely gone.
Is it?
But there might be one on the firewall.
They say they've stamped them on the frame, too.
I mean, I can go or I can get the wrecker over here and we can pick the car up.
I don't know if it's going to be it or not.
Mullins uses his tow truck to hoist the vehicle so that the detectives can find the car's vehicle identification number, or VIN, on the frame.
It's supposed to be on this frame rail somewhere. We just got to try to find it.
This small piece of evidence will help solve the mystery.
We might be able to cross-reference this part number.
Yeah.
Back through Dodge.
Okay.
We can call Chrysler, and they will give us give you the rest of the VIN.
If the VIN matches the number of the stolen vehicle, the detectives will have a case.
That number, it's back here, that we just read off, it matches half the VIN we got.
You're on it then.
Yeah.
Found 8 numbers of the VIN that match up with the one that was reported stolen approximately a week ago, so good indication this is going to be our vehicle. We'll have to
contact the dealership to try to verify that with the partials in.
So anyway, we appreciate it.
You have a good one, bro.
All right, you too.
As the investigation continues in Sullivan County, over in Ashe County, Deputy Jake Howell prepares to serve a warrant on Kevin Moyer, a fugitive wanted for probation violation on a DWI. He was previously arrested for violating a domestic violence protection order. Moyer has eluded authorities for the past 6 months.
Right now, got a tip on a guy that may be staying in a trailer that's got some older warrants on him that he's absconded from. He's somebody that never really has a good established address and bounces around from house to house, so he's just hard to find. He's evaded the legal system for a while now. You know, there's always the chance that he wants to, you know, put up a fight. You just got to always be ready to deal with whatever comes your way.
Howell has no idea if the suspect is armed, so Deputy Tony Blevins and Sergeant Aaron Reed back him up. Blevins and Reed secure the perimeter of the trailer in case Moyer attempts to flee out a window with a back door. The lights on inside suggest that someone is home. The deputies approach cautiously in case it's the notorious fugitive.
Sheriff's office, you need to let us know if you're here.
In Ashe County, North Carolina, Deputy Jake Howell, along with Deputy Tony Blevins and Sergeant Aaron Reed, are on the hunt for fugitive Kevin Moyer, who has eluded capture for 6 months. The officers move in slowly, expecting the fugitive to flee or put up a fight.
Sheriff's office, you need to let us know if you're here.
But what they discover instead is something completely unexpected.
I guess you know why we're here. Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, ma'am. All right, you ready to go? Yes, sir. Okay.
Kevin Moyer is ready to face the music.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
After months on the lam, he's resigned to paying his dues.
What's your leg? What this is, Kevin, is just an order for arrest for probation violation. You probably knew that you had messed up your probation. This is your copy, but you hold on to that.
It's Ashe County, man. Sometimes you can make a bad name for yourself around here, and when you do, it's kind of hard to get away from certain things, man. You know, try to be there for my kids and everything, man. That's why I'm back here now, trying to take care of everything. And I put myself in this situation, you know. I can't be mad at nobody but me for it, you know. But you get older, man, you realize you got to start making different choices in your life.
With the coming of daylight back in Sullivan County, things begin heating up for Deputy Dustin Shelton.
Okay, right now we're going to be en route to a convenience store down here. The clerk's advising that there's a female in a truck in the parking lot there, and she appears to be under the influence of something. She's going in and out of consciousness, so we could get down here and she could be intoxicated, or it could be some type of medical problem.
Yeah.
When Shelton arrives, he's joined by Deputy Michelle Gillum. Together, they approach the woman in the truck.
How's it going? I'm Officer Shelton. We had somebody come by here and check on you. They was worried about.
I was sitting there 3 minutes.
Okay. How long you been sitting here?
About 10, 15 minutes.
Okay. You got an ID on you or anything?
Yeah.
Okay. Where's it at? You want any medication or anything? Okay.
I just sat here reading my husband's email.
Okay.
That's all I was doing.
Okay. Where's your license at? Huh? You don't have it with you? It's not in your purse? Okay.
I'm sorry.
Do you know your social?
Yeah.
Name and date of birth? You know that?
Yeah, I know the name.
What's your name?
Tina.
Tina what?
Tina Marie
Okay.
Crawford.
What's your date of birth?
2/11. 65.
65?
Yeah.
What'd you say your name was?
Tina Marie Crawford.
I'm not getting anything back. Here, step out here. Step out right here.
I was just sitting here running
Do you care if I look in here and see if I can find your license? Okay. Stay back here with her real quick.
Don't get my truck, please.
Huh?
It's not my truck.
Whose truck is it?
It's my boyfriend's truck.
Where's he at? What I need is you to be truthful on your name and date of birth.
I can't tell you anything else that I don't know.
Well, so as you give me a false name and date of birth. You got your driver's license in your purse?
No, I don't.
Didn't I look in your purse?
No, it's not my purse.
So you have somebody else's purse?
No, he does. It's not really place. It's not.
And it's not your truck?
It's not my truck. It's not
Okay.
my truck.
Go ahead and stand right there for me. What I'm going to have you do is follow the tip of my pen. Do not move your head, okay? Just follow with your eyes only. That's it. You understand those? Okay. Don't move your head.
The mysterious woman may not be forthcoming with information, but she won't be able to fool a sobriety test.
Don't move your head.
No, I'm sorry.
Step over here right quick. Here, you're going to look at your toe. You're going to count all the way up to 30. You're going to go 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 30. Do you understand those?
No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3.
All right, go ahead and stop there. Any luck finding her?
I've got 2. No, with the date of birth that she gave.
All right, go ahead and put your hands behind your back. Right now, you're going to be arrested for driving under the influence, and also, till we find out who you are, you're going to be charged for lying about your name also. So, here, come on. Is there anything illegal in that truck? Okay.
With the woman in custody, the deputies need to figure out who she is and what she may be hiding.
Here's Needle.
Step over here real quick.
Deputies Dustin Shelton and Michelle Gillum have detained a woman in a convenience store parking lot
1, 2, 3.
who is noticeably under the influence.
1, 2, 3.
All right, go ahead and stop there.
She identifies herself as Tina Marie Crawford.
Till we find out who you are, you're going to be charged for lying about your name also. So,
The officers suspect it's a false name
is there anything illegal in that truck?
and that she may be hiding drugs and paraphernalia inside of her truck.
Here she is. ID only.
Of course it is. What's her real name?
Betty Hanson,
That's not even close.
253. 26 Tennessee 115.
Shelton calls dispatch to run a check on Betty Hanson.
Here's Needle.
Go ahead.
10-4 Betty Hanson suspended. 1029 in Knoxville off the 7
You gonna go tell Betty what she's charged with?
I'll wait a second.
Make sure you call her Betty too.
All right, Betty. You got DUI and you're suspended. You probably already knew that one too. You also have a warrant out in Knoxville. And you're also going to go for a line for your name, so that'll be in criminal impersonation. And also there's a needle that we found in there, so you got drug paraphernalia also. Okay, so that's where you're going to go. Will you give blood for the DUI? Yeah. You're not giving blood? Okay, you do realize that's going to charge you with implied consent. You understand that? Okay. All right, we're going to be going to jail. Sit tight. Thank you.
As Betty Hanson heads off to jail, over in another part of Sullivan County, detectives are wrapping up their investigation of the car found burning in the woods.
Good possibility it might be stolen.
From the outset, it seemed almost certain that this was no random act. Investigators later determined that the vehicle had been deliberately set ablaze. And when they hoisted it in the air, they discovered half of the car's vehicle identification number, or VIN. The VIN is traced to a car that had been reported stolen a week earlier. But when officers follow up with the vehicle's owner, they're shocked to learn that the man is in jail. And what's more, the man has no interest in pressing charges.
All the victim stated was that he didn't want to prosecute either case, the motor vehicle theft or the fire. I don't think he wanted to get involved, maybe because drugs may be involved with these guys, and he might be afraid of the repercussions that might come from them. So therefore, both cases have been closed.
The car theft victim won't be alone behind bars. Joining him,
Come on out here.
Betty Hanson.
Stand right over here for me.
I'm sitting reading email. Huh? Want to know about him? Do nothing.
You were reading your boyfriend's email?
AsianDate.com.
Asian Day?
Asian Day, and then he had X-Dating. Yeah, let me take a shot.
I say she knew she had a warrant, or she knew that she was suspended and that she was going to be going to jail no matter what. So she figured that she would try to lie to me to try to get rid of me faster since I couldn't find anything on her. But it's not that easy. That's what this job consists of. Most of the time, you're going to be dealing with a bunch of lies, and you yourself has to come up with the truth. If they want to do more time for lying to us, then by all means, you can go ahead and lie as much as you want to, but we're going to find out eventually.